I remember the exact moment my life flipped upside down. It was an ordinary evening. Well, as ordinary as life had become since my husband and I started hitting a rough patch. I was sitting on the couch, scrolling through my phone absent-mindedly, when a notification popped up. A text message. At first, I didn't recognize the number, but the moment I read the words, my heart skipped a beat. I'm taking him back. Just 4 words. 4 words that made my stomach turn. I sat there, staring at my phone, trying to process what I had just read. 1,000 thoughts raced through my mind. Who was this? Could it be her? I took a deep breath and read the message again. I'm taking him back. We both know he never stopped loving me. It's time to stop pretending, sweetheart. He's where he belongs, with me. I felt a strange mix of emotions, confusion, anger, but most of all, curiosity. Because here's the thing, I wasn't worried. You see, my husband and I had built something real. Yes, we had our struggles. What couple doesn't? But I knew him. And more importantly, I knew her, his ex, the woman who had made his life a living hell before I ever came into the picture. She had cheated on him, broken his trust, and left him shattered. He had spent years trying to heal from her, swearing he would never go back. So why now? Why was she suddenly back in the picture, acting like she could just claim him? I could have reacted like any other woman might have. Panicked, doubted myself, or even confronted my husband right away. But something told me to stay calm, to observe. So instead of replying with anger or desperation, I sent back a single message. Good luck. And then, I waited. The days that followed were filled with tension. My husband seemed different. He was more distant, more distracted. He'd check his phone more often, and when I asked him about his day, his answers felt off. Something was going on. I decided I wasn't going to sit around and play the clueless wife. I had a feeling she wasn't just sending me messages. She was talking to him too. But I needed proof. One evening, I saw his phone left unattended on the kitchen counter. Normally, I wouldn't even think about looking through it, but this wasn't a normal situation. My heart pounded as I picked it up and unlocked it. And there it was. A full conversation between my husband and his ex. I felt a lump in my throat as I scrolled through their messages. She had been planting seeds of doubt in his mind, telling him how she had changed, how she regretted everything, how they were meant to be together. And the worst part? He wasn't shutting her down. I gripped the phone tightly, my breath shallow. This wasn't just some harmless text. She was trying to manipulate him. And from what I was reading, it was working. But then I noticed something else. One message from her stood out. Meet me tomorrow, just us. You'll see that I'm right. We belong together. I felt a surge of cold fury rush through me. She was trying to steal my husband right under my nose. And my husband, whether he realized it or not, was walking straight into her trap. I knew I had 2 choices. I could sit back and wait for him to confess, or I could take matters into my own hands. And trust me, I wasn't going to sit back. Because if she thought she could just walk in and take what was mine, she had no idea who she was dealing with. I didn't sleep that night. My mind was spinning, my heart pounding in my chest. The messages, his distance, the way he seemed hesitant around me lately, it all made sense now. But here's the thing about me. I don't break down. I don't sit in a corner and cry when someone tries to steal my happiness. I fight. And this was war. The next morning, I acted like everything was normal. I made breakfast, kissed my husband on the cheek, and even smiled at him like nothing had changed. But I was watching. Every move he made. I noticed how he kept checking his phone, waiting for her message. How he was too quiet, too deep in thought. And then, just as expected, his phone buzzed. I didn't even have to look to know who it was. I turned away, pretending to be busy in the kitchen, but I listened. He picked up his phone, read the message, and after a few moments of silence, he typed something back. I clenched my fists. "Let's meet." That's what he sent. I felt the ground shift beneath me. It didn't matter if he was just curious. It didn't matter if he didn't have bad intentions. The fact was, he agreed. And that was enough for me to strike. I knew where they were meeting. I had already seen the message from last night. Some fancy cafe, the kind of place his ex always loved. So, I did what any self-respecting woman would do. I got there first. I arrived at the cafe, found a table near the back, and pulled out my phone. I could see everything from where I was sitting. The entrance, the tables, the way the sunlight hit the glass windows. And then, right on cue, she walked in. His ex. She was dressed to impress. Tight dress, expensive perfume, a look of confidence that screamed, "I've already won." I almost laughed. She had no idea what was coming. I watched as she took a seat, crossing her legs, looking around impatiently. She was waiting for him, waiting for my husband, and just as she was about to check her phone, I made my move. I stood up, walked over, and sat down right in front of her. She flinched, clearly startled. "What the—" "Expecting someone else?" I said, tilting my head. Her eyes narrowed. "What are you doing here?" I smiled, calm, confident, unshaken. "I could ask you the same thing, but let's not play games. You and I both know why we're here." She smirked, leaning back in her chair. "You must be desperate if you're showing up here like this." "Desperate? Number prepared?" "Always." I leaned in slightly, lowering my voice just enough. "Let's cut to the chase. You think you can just waltz back into his life and take him back? Like nothing ever happened. Like you didn't break him into 1,000 pieces the last time. Do you really think he's that stupid?" Her smirk faltered, just for a second. But I caught it. I continued, my tone sharp but controlled. "You're not here because you love him. You're here because you lost him. And the thought of him being happy without you? That kills you, doesn't it?" She scoffed. "You don't know what you're talking about." I leaned back, crossing my arms. "Oh, but I do. And you know what's funny? While you were busy texting me, acting like you had already won, you didn't realize something important." She frowned. "And what's that?" I smiled. "I was 2 steps ahead of you the entire time." Right at that moment, my husband walked in. His eyes darted between me and her, pure shock on his face. He hesitated. "What? What's going on?" I turned to face him, my expression unreadable. "I think you should ask her that." His ex stood up, suddenly looking much less confident than before. I just wanted to talk to you." I watched as my husband stared at her, then at me, and something in his expression changed. Realization, guilt, shame. He had been played, and he knew it. I shouldn't have come," he muttered. "This was a mistake." His ex panicked. "No, you don't have to listen to her. Just sit down. Let's talk, okay?" But he was already shaking his head. "You know what? Number, I don't want this." He turned to look at me, his face filled with regret. "I don't want her. I was stupid to even consider meeting up with you. I don't know what I was thinking." For the first time, his ex looked truly defeated. I almost felt bad for her. Almost. She clenched her jaw, grabbing her purse. "Fine," she spat. "You'll regret this." And with that, she stormed out. I watched her leave, feeling a strange sense of satisfaction. Because I won. Not just the argument, not just my husband's loyalty. I won because I never lowered myself to her level. I won because I trusted myself enough to handle the situation with strength, confidence, and intelligence. And as my husband turned to me, eyes filled with remorse, I simply stood up. "Let's go home," I said. He nodded, silent, understanding that he had almost lost the best thing that had ever happened to him, and he would never